Man, good cup of coffee. It is motorcycle riding season here in Florida again. Yeah, we hibernate in the summertime because it's too hot and wet. But man, got the Harley-Davidson coffee mug. All those BMWs are looking pretty slick these days. So, do you know Jerry Seinfeld? He's been around a long time. Funny guy. And have you heard his don't break the chain rule of success? This is something that really is extremely powerful at a very simple level. And I will tell you, I heard this story firsthand from Jerry in the green room, the dressing room, if you will, of a concert about 25 years ago. Heard it directly from him. The Seinfeld show had not started, by the way. That's when I heard it. So this is a story that I've heard across the internet, but I had it personally a long time ago. We'll share it with you today, and I think you'll like it. It is a daily boost from motivationtomove.com. It's the positive boost you need every single day. Welcome to the studio. Good to have you here today. Hi, everybody. Camera in front of me these days is a little weird, but that's okay. If you don't see me on the camera, you need to come check it out. The beard is looking pretty awesome. 99.9% of the people who have seen me with the beard now say, God, man, Scott, it works for you. That's the big word I'm getting. 2 people so far have said, I like the other way. Yeah, come on. Anyway, good to have you here today. How are you? My name is Scott Smith. I'm the founder and the chief motivating officer here at motivationtomove.com. My job is simple. It's a mission. I get out of bed. My mission is to keep you moving. Okay, Scott, let's do some jumping jacks. That's where it started. Oh, it did. It started as a fitness guy with fitness dude. But very quickly I figured out something. So I was teaching fitness, doing the fitness dude stuff one night. I was in a kickboxing class, and we had big classes, like 130 people per class. I was pretty good at it. I will say that. I was good. Not anymore, because it was a long time ago, but I was good back then. But I had this epiphany one night. I was teaching all these people, and it was such a great time. And I said, but what about all the people that haven't got to the gym yet? I haven't got them in here yet. One day I'll tell you the story about how I did it with chicken wings, beer, and a basket of French fries. Got them to come to a kickboxing class. I figured out this motivation to move people off the sofa to a place where they could actually change their lives. That's where it all started, and that's still what this show's all about. It's not about chicken wings and beer. It's about you. So come in here. Let me ask you a question for a second, okay? I don't know what you want to do in your life. Have you figured that out yet? Have you defined what success is for you? Are you still climbing the ladder and going for it? I go to a lot of different conferences with a lot of young people, 20, 30, in their 40s. And I'm not anymore. And I'm as driven as they are, but I don't know. I'm driven in a certain direction, but are they? I'm not really sure about that. But do you know where you're heading? Do you know what you're going to work on when you get out of bed in the morning? Do you just fall into it and go? And let me stop for that for a second. Do you figure out that, because I know we all do this. We all get in a routine. We get stuck in our ways. We get out of bed. We just do what we do, right? But is what you're doing when you do you moving you toward that goal? Or are you doing something and everything except that? And that's usually the problem. You get caught up in life, caught up in family, caught up in jobs, caught up in everything else. And all of a sudden you get pushed to the side. Once a year, you sit down and you write your goals. You read them on January 1st, and then you do it again, right? Let's stop that. Let's stop that today. So let's talk about Jerry Seinfeld and his secret to success. Very simple. A long time ago, about 25 years ago, it might have been more than that these days, prior to the Seinfeld show, I was working radio and doing TV and doing hosting and things like that, stuff that guys like me do when you're younger. And a friend of mine, Rob, he called me up. He's a promoter. He had snagged a chance. He booked this dude named Jerry Seinfeld. And here's the deal. Jerry's mom lived in the area, and he wanted to come see his mom, so he gave him a deal to come do a show, right? So he produced 2 shows. He needed somebody to warm up the audience. If you've ever been to one of shows like that, there's usually somebody who does, there's not so much of warm-up. There's kind of a hierarchy of how they do it, but typically you need somebody who's going to come in, welcome the crowd, get them fired up for it, maybe get them laughing a little bit, having some fun, get them to go to the bar, stuff like that. And he asked me if I'd do it. I'm like, yeah. I kind of knew Jerry Seinfeld. And he agreed to cover my bar tab and give me dinner, and I went over there to do it. So it was I think it was about 1986, actually, and the television series was not there. It was in development, I heard from Jerry himself. I know that because we did talk before the show. He walked his talk, eating veggies, celery, Perrier water at the time, sparkling water, and extremely focused. More than I've seen anybody else focus, just totally, completely focused. We had these conversations about all kinds of things, including being worn out, because he was on the road. If you've never been in the comedy world, we have 2 people at least that I've talked to really in the past 3 weeks that are comedians within the MTM audience. And one of the conversations we've had is about how difficult it is to get out there and make it happen. So I think it's even more difficult than doing music and things like that. but he was tired, and he was trying to keep going. And he said to me, I know exactly what I want. And I'm going to paraphrase all this. This is a long time ago, but I know exactly what I want to be a comedian. I want to be funny. And the only way to be funny is to write jokes. It doesn't matter about the car. It doesn't matter about the bad food, the late nights, all that stuff. I want to be funny. And the only way to be funny and be a good comedian is to write jokes. And the only way to do that is to write funny jokes. And the only way to do that is to practice, and do it every single day. Okay, I get that. It's like working out, right? It's like saving money. You just got, the only way to do it is to go do it at a very high level, focus on your practice, and do it every single day until you get so good nobody can deny you. Well, that's when he said, so what I do is I write every day. I write one joke, I write a page of jokes. Every single day I sit down and take the time to write. And I put a big red X on a calendar. If you're not using a paper calendar these days, if everything's online, I'd put a big calendar up on the wall over there and put a big red X on it. You'd be surprised how powerful it is. My guess is, knowing the kind of person that listens to this show, you probably already do something like that. If not, you just forgotten to and you need to get back to it. Big red X on the calendar. Eventually, there is a chain of X's. And you've seen this before. If you've done it before, there's an X, there's an X, there's an X, there's a Monday, there's a Tuesday, there's a Wednesday, there's a Thursday, there's a Friday. X, 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 X. No triple X stuff, but lots of X's, okay? It goes for like 30 days, goes for 60 days, goes for 90 days, goes for 120 days, let's stop right there. I didn't do well in math in school. You put a big red X on the calendar every time you sit down and do what you say you're going to do. You don't remember it. You don't rely on anybody to tell you what you did. You don't wait for a computer to do anything. You just simply put a big red X on it. You know when you open your eyes, boom, I did it yesterday. I got to do it today. Because the goal is not to break the chain. I don't want to break the chain of X's. And then he did do it the way, I'm picturing it right now. It's kind of crazy. He did it the way you have learned to hear Jerry do it on the shows he does. He's talking to me. He said, don't break the chain. I said, yeah, don't. He goes, yeah, don't break the chain. He just does it like Jerry would do it. Don't break the chain. Over the years, I've read that others have had that conversation with Jerry. He evidently is sharing it wherever he goes, although I'm not sure he's doing it these days. I don't know Jerry, and he wouldn't know me, but it's one of those chance encounters in your life that just made an impact and really, really saved me in so many ways. And that's one reason the Daily Booze podcast is a daily podcast. And while you will not hear me miss a show, and if I do, I better be pretty darn sick to do it. And even COVID didn't get me to miss a show. I don't want to break the chain. I don't want to. I'm not going to. That's why as I built the video, the YouTube channel, I don't want to break the chain. I did one time. I didn't like it. I reinvented things. I came back around, tried another style. Let's do it. I'm not going to break the chain. That's how you get what you want. Anyway, real story for you. So put the X's on the calendars. Don't break the chain. And if you need some motivation, just let me know, okay? All right, coming up tomorrow, why you should rest a little bit more. I've had this big conversations the last couple of weeks, and I've been in a state for a few weeks now where it's kind of a sprint for me. Now it's time to rest a little bit. I've got that bar, I've crossed that bar a little bit, but you need to rest more. You're not resting enough, and you're not doing it frequently enough. We're going to talk about that on tomorrow's show. I'll see you at Facebook. Come on over. It's been a little quiet over there. That's okay. We got some cool people doing some neat stuff, and I appreciate that, and lots of cool messages coming to me. Thank you for that. I will respond. I promise. DailyBoozPodcast.com/Facebook. See you over there.